Foreshadowing. That's a dramatic device used by writers to keep you turning the pages or to keep you focused on the film or the play. In plays, it's very common that in the first act, somebody is mentioned and then kind of forgotten. But later on in the third act, when they show up, they bring all kinds of surprises. They have new information. They bring new energy to the whole story. That's what a foreshadowed character does. God understands foreshadowing. That's why his book, the Bible, is the story of a character who's coming. Starting with Genesis 3:15, we're told that he's going to come and crush the head of the serpent. More and more details are given chapter by chapter and book by book through the Hebrew scriptures. And the people were living in anticipation of who this would be and what life would be like when he arrived. And then in the Gospels, Jesus does arrive, and he surprises us in so many ways. But do you realize that at the same time that the foreshadowed character Jesus has arrived, he is foreshadowing yet another character? That's how great an author the Lord is when he puts together the scriptures. Who's that foreshadowed character? He's the Holy Spirit. It's especially evident in the Gospel of John. You see there in almost all of the first 12 chapters, there is some brief reference to the Holy Spirit. And then in chapters 13 through 17, there's just scads of details about this character who is coming. He's called the Spirit of Truth. It is said that through his presence in our lives, rivers, streams of living water will flow out of our hearts. Wow! Don't you want to know more about what this character is like? Well, some people would say, let's be cautious here. It's good to follow Jesus, but the Holy Spirit, following him, you can get into trouble. I don't think Jesus thought that, or he wouldn't have been calling us, urging us to anticipate what the Holy Spirit can do in our lives. I would challenge you to read the Gospel of John, looking for all those places where Jesus refers to the Holy Spirit. And when you get there, ask, am I really living what this says? Have I received the fullness of what's being promised? Ultimately, there is one final character that is foreshadowed in the Gospel of John, and that is you and me. It's a collective character. It's every follower of Jesus who is learning to be filled with the Spirit, to be empowered by the Spirit, to be guided by the Spirit. Let's see what surprises the Holy Spirit can bring in our lives.